This world that we inhabit, with all its grand illusions and pretenses, reveals a stark and somber truth. Hell is not a distant inferno filled with mythical demons. Hell is here, on earth, and its devils walk among us. Humanity, in all its delusion of grandeur and self-importance, stands as the epitome of evil. We are the devils. Our history, drenched in blood and cruelty, testifies to the inherent malevolence that courses through our veins. War, genocide, slavery, and exploitation are not aberrations, but the very fabric of our existence. The atrocities we commit against one another under the guise of progress, religion, and civilization are proof of our inherent wickedness. The mass graves of our forebears, the screams of the oppressed, and the tears of the innocent are the echoes of our devilish nature. We cloak our wickedness in the garments of civilization, pretending to be rational beings striving for progress and enlightenment. Yet, beneath this thin veneer lies a festering pit of hatred, greed, and malice. The annals of history are replete with the bloodshed we have wrought, from the ruthless conquests of empires to the barbaric practices of ancient tribes. The Holocaust, the Rwandan genocide, the Armenian genocide, the Holodomor, the Muslim conquests, the Crusades, the Taiping Rebellion, the extermination of the natives of the Americas. These are not outliers but expressions of our fundamental nature. Each generation invents new ways to inflict suffering, proving that our capacity for evil knows no bounds. Indifference is our creed, a silent but pervasive poison that permeates our collective consciousness. The suffering of others is met with apathy, or worse, a voyeuristic pleasure. We are desensitized to the cries for help, the desperate pleas for mercy, and the anguished voices of the downtrodden. We scroll past images of famine, war, and disaster, more concerned with our trivial distractions than the profound suffering of our fellow humans. This indifference is not a mere lapse in empathy, but a calculated defense mechanism, a way to preserve our fragile egos and continue our relentless pursuit of selfish desires. We build walls of indifference to shield ourselves from the guilt and responsibility of being human. When a child starves in Yemen, when a woman is raped in a war-torn region, when an innocent man is executed, our hearts remain unmoved, our eyes averted. We have perfected the art of looking away, of feigning ignorance, of pretending that the horrors of the world are not our concern. Our indifference extends to the very fabric of our societies. Homelessness, poverty, and inequality are treated as unavoidable truths rather than injustices to be rectified. The homeless man on the corner is invisible to us, his plight an inconvenient reminder of our own moral bankruptcy. The single man struggling to feed himself, wage slaving in 3 jobs because the cost of living is so high, is a mere statistic, not a human being deserving of compassion. We pass by, wrapped in our cocoons of self-interest, oblivious to the cries for help that surround us. Our actions towards one another are nothing short of vile. We deceive, betray, and manipulate for personal gain, viewing others as mere instruments to be used and discarded. The exploitation of the weak, the marginalization of the vulnerable, and the oppression of the innocent are not just acts of evil, but the bedrock of our societal structures. We lie, cheat, and steal, cloaking our malevolence in the garb of necessity and ambition. Our so-called civilization is a thin veneer, barely concealing the savagery within. The institutions we uphold, government, economy, and religion, are tools of control, perpetuating inequality and suffering. The rich grow richer on the backs of the poor, the powerful crush the powerless, and the cycle of exploitation continues unabated. In our workplaces, we crush the spirits of our colleagues to climb the corporate ladder, treating fellow humans as mere stepping stones. In politics, we manipulate and deceive to maintain power, sacrificing truth and integrity for personal gain. In our social interactions, we lie and gossip, tearing down others to elevate ourselves. We are creatures of self-interest, driven by a relentless pursuit of power, wealth, and status, regardless of the cost to others. Our environmental actions are equally reprehensible. We ravage the earth, polluting its waters, poisoning its air, and decimating its wildlife. We strip forests, mine mountains, and exploit natural resources. Climate change, species extinction, and ecological collapse are the direct results of our insatiable greed and short-sightedness. We are the architects of our own destruction, indifferent to the consequences of our actions. To look into the mirror of truth is to confront the devil within. It is to acknowledge that we are not victims of some external evil, but the architects of our own hell. Our greed, hatred, and indifference are not imposed upon us, but are born from within, nurtured by our society, and sanctioned by our culture. We revel in our self-destruction, marching towards an inevitable demise with blind arrogance. Environmental degradation, social decay, and moral bankruptcy are the hallmarks of our civilization. We are the plague upon this earth, the harbingers of doom and the destroyers of worlds. In our pursuit of material wealth, we have forsaken our humanity. We measure success by the size of our bank accounts, the power we wield, and the possessions we accumulate, ignoring the decay that accompanies such pursuits. We idolize the wealthy and powerful, disregarding the means by which they achieve their status. Corruption, deceit, and exploitation are rewarded, while kindness, compassion, and integrity are dismissed as weaknesses. In the face of this bleak reality, we continue to delude ourselves with notions of progress and advancement. We celebrate technological innovations and economic growth, ignoring the social and environmental costs. We cling to the belief that humanity is inherently good, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. This delusion allows us to sleep at night, to continue our destructive ways without confronting the monstrous reality of our existence. In the face of such pervasive and inherent evil, the notion of bringing new life into this world becomes a cruel joke. To subject a new being to the horrors of life, the endless cycles of pain, exploitation, and indifference, is an act of profound cruelty. Is it not worth asking whether it is fair to thrust another innocent soul into this hellish existence? In a world ruled by devils, where kindness is an anomaly and malevolence the norm, is it truly worth perpetuating this cycle of torment? Humanity stands as a dark stain, a testament to the folly of sentient life. Hell is empty, for all the devils are here. We walk among the ruins of our own making, oblivious to the suffering we cause and indifferent to the destruction we sow. Our legacy is one of pain, our future one of despair, and our existence a curse upon this world.